Good to see you guys. Shabbat shalom. All right. Well, I guess we can get started as people will start to make their way from dinner, hopefully over to here. And so, how curiosity, why are we in this room?
Oh, because I thought there would be more space for the children to be free? Is that okay?
Yes, yeah, so let me go check over next door.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, do you want me to come along? We might move to the pepper, we'll see.
What is it?
We may move to the pepper.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, I know. It's okay, we can move, we can adapt.
What are they doing in, why might we move to the pepper?
Just more intimate, just a feeling of being closer. If it's not a large group, it just feels a little more connected.
It's grandparents then.
Oh, is it? Fantastic. Good. I know we're going to have, our kindergartners and first graders tonight are going to be doing some stuff, right?
Yes.
All right.
Was it here, do you think, or back into the pepper? What do you think?
Well, sure, while we're here, let's get started up there.
Danielle. I'm just gonna run and give this to Danielle.
Sure. No problem. 6:30 and we got the ice cream on and stuff. I don't know what our RSVPs were, but great.
There's over 30 people.
That room holds 50. So, yeah. So I just moved. All right, we're going to get started because it's past 6:30.
Let me get my note.
So, are we starting with Susan or are we starting with King?
Susan, yes.
Go ahead, Susan. Oh, it'll be good. Don't worry about it. Thank you, Susan. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Let's try that one more time. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
So what Susan just did right there was the intro song to, I think most people can here know that song, to Fiddler on the Roof. And tomorrow, we are not going to be having Fiddler on the Roof. We're going to be having Purim on the roof. And instead of Anatevka, we'll be in Shushan for this year's Purim Spiel. And so that was just a little taste of what we can expect tomorrow. Canterbury and Levy has worked so hard, as have the whole crew. I'm so excited, Cantor. It is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a #1 Broadway hit, I think. At least a #1 Heritage Way hit. And so come check it out tomorrow night or Sunday morning for our Purim Spiel. And it's going to be a lot of fun for the whole family. Now, I know that tonight we are also going to be led by some of our kindergartners and our first graders. And so we're going to start off by welcoming everyone and saying how great it is to be here with the singing of Hine Matov, which you can find in your Mishkan Tefillah Siddur on page 128.
Hine matov u'panaim she'v'tagim gam yachad. Hine matov u'panaim she'v'tagim gam yachad. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is.
To be together on this day. How good it is.
With us, how good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is.
To be together on this day. Sing with us, sing Hine matov u'panaim she'v'tagim gam yachad. Hine matov
u'panaim
she'v'tagim gam yachad. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is.
To be together on this day. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is.
To be together on this day. Hine matov u'panaim she'v'tagim gam yachad. Hine matov u'panaim she'v'tagim gam yachad. She'v'tagim gam yachad. She'v'tagim gam yachad.
Love that song. Welcoming us all here as we begin. Let me see, is this thing on? This doesn't sound too on. Nope, I don't know if I'm on. I don't think the microphones are on.
Okay,
So I
I'll try
tried.
again.
That's okay.
Hold on.
Well, that's all right. We got a very loud voice. We can project as the cantor turns that on. We will turn, though, to page 138 for the singing of Lahado D. In Lahado D, it's like going to a wedding. Who here's been in a wedding before? Been to a wedding? Anybody in kids been to a wedding? Maybe some of you kids have been in a wedding even. And for us, we get to act as though we are guests at a wedding where we watch God and Shabbat come together. And so,
It says it's on.
all right, I will check with Danny.
Okay.
So we will turn to page 138 for Lahado D, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Lahado di, likrat kala, henei Shabbat, nekavela. Back with me. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la. Lahado di. Sing with us. Likrat kala, henei Shabbat, nekavela. Lahado di, likrat kala, henei Shabbat, nekavela. Shahab Yishmi anu Ela meyuchad Adonai U'shemo echad L'shem ul tiferet Eliti Sing Lahado Di. כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה לך דודי. לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. לקראת שבת, לפונך, כי מקום הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף המעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי. לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה לך דודי. לקראת כלה, פני שבת, נקבלה. Verse 5. כי באורך אורי אורי שיר דבר לי כבוד אדוני עלי תפילה לך דודי. לקראת פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי. לקראת פני שבת נקבלה.
We rise and face the entrance to greet Shabbat.
בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמונה עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי. לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Well, you may be seated, and now that we've welcomed in the Shabbat bride, we are going to welcome in some light. And so I would love to invite any of our kindergartners and first graders to come on up here and help me with the lighting of our Shabbat candles. Come on up, kindergartners and first graders. If you need to bring a parent, you can. That's okay. Come on up. Ooh, I didn't know we had Spider-Man joining us for... You know, I used to be a rabbi in Los Angeles, so we would get celebrities all the time, but that's a bit rarer here in Utah. I love it. All right, let's join together. We are going to light the candles and then cover our eyes, okay?
Baruch atah Adonai, please join me. Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להדליק נר של
Back to your seats. Appreciate you all being here. We are going to turn now to page 146 for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, and I will invite you to please rise in body or spirit.
Baruch Adonai
turn now to page 149, and let's read together at the top of the page. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hamayim Haravim.
Well, one of the things I love is that God created nighttime and God created daytime. And so during the day, I get to see so many of God's amazing creations. Trees, I get to see birds, I get to feel the wind, and I get to feel the warmth of the sunlight, and I get to see the sun and the clouds and our beautiful mountains. But I also love nighttime. When God created night, we also got to experience the stars and the moon and hear more peacefulness maybe than we hear during the day. And so we turn now to our prayer that is all about how there's one God who has created so much in our world. And that if we listen carefully enough, maybe we can experience God ourselves. So we turn to page 152 for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
We're going to turn now to page 154 and chant a prayer about how much we should love God. It's called the Ve'ahavta, and there's so many reasons to love God. Think about your favorite thing in the whole entire world. That wouldn't exist if it weren't for God. And you wouldn't exist if it weren't for God either. So I am grateful you're here, and that gives me a lot of gratitude to God. Page 154.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
One of the things that we learn in the Jewish tradition is how every single person matters. And every single person is important. And collectively, we as a Jewish people matter as well. And when we first really discovered that was when we were freed from Egypt. Before that, a lot of the Jewish people didn't have a whole lot of confidence. They'd been slaves, and Pharaoh had not been very nice to them for hundreds and hundreds of years. They asked themselves, do I really matter? And when they saw God split the sea and they had the opportunity to run to freedom and to be given a chance at a better tomorrow than today, they knew that it was official, that they mattered. And so we turn to page 158 and we sing together the song of our freedom and redemption, the Mi Chamocha, and I believe we have some shakers over here, right?
We sure do.
Cantor, so if any of our kids want to come up and grab a shaker and we can dance together around the room for our song of freedom, the Mi Chamocha. Come on up, grab a shaker, kids. One of my favorite things about the Cantor, she always has fun shakers.
Sing ya la la, you can do that. Ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la la. שנאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
With sometimes I talked about a little bit ago how nighttime can be a blessing too, because there's so many of God's wonderful creations that come out at night. And also, if we didn't have night, we wouldn't really understand what daytime was all about. But let me ask a question. You can be honest with me. Is nighttime ever a little bit scary? I sometimes think it's a little bit scary because, I live in a very old house, and sometimes it makes noises at night, and I go, what was that? And that's something that old houses do, and sometimes there are noises you hear at night, and you can't see what's in front of you, and so you don't know what it is, and it can make you a little scared. That's normal. I still get that way. And there is a prayer, though, called the Hashkivenu. And with the Hashkivenu, we ask God to watch over us while we go to sleep and help us wake up safe and sound in the morning. I say this at night, and it makes it so that a lot less scary for me to go to bed, because I know that God's out there watching over me and spreading what's called a Sukkot Shlomecha, a canopy, if you will, of peace over all of us while we're sleeping. And so with this prayer, we'll ask God, we're on page 160, to watch over all of us tonight and over the whole world and kids everywhere as they go to sleep.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Shelter us beneath your wings, oh Adonai. Keep us from all harmful things, oh Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Just not wrong from right. Amen. The beginning.
Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, L'shalom, Ve'ha'amidenu Shomreinu L'chaim, L'chaim. Ufros aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Ufros aleinu Sukat Shlomecha.
Sukat shalom aleinu, hapones sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
We turn to page 162 at the top of the page for Vishamru.
You can shake your shaker, it's okay.
To right now pray as if everything in our whole world depends on God. But I want to challenge you to something. I think that for us as Jews, we can't just act as if everything depends on God. We need to act as though we are partners with God in helping make our world a better place. So when we are praying as though God can control everything, I want you to also be thinking about what you can do, what you're praying for, and what you can do to help God make the world a better place. We rise in body or spirit on page 164 for the Amidah.
That my mouth may declare your praise. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la,
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zoher HaSe'avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Gilal V'nei V'neihem L'man Shemo V'Ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magin Baruch atah Adonai Magin Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Le'Oshia Mashiva Ruach U'Morid HaGashem Mehalkel Hayim Behesed Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Ve'Rofei Olim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Hava Bihamoham Bal Gevurot Umidom Elah Melech Nemi Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua
ולמען אתה לחיות הכל,
ברוך אתה אדוני
מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום, יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue silently on our own through page 180, or we use this as a time for our own private prayers and reflections, and when you're finished, you may be seated. I'd love to invite our kids up here to lead us in the singing of O Say Shalom. Come on up, kids. Yeah, we can just stand right here on these steps.
O say
Shalom Bimroma, Uyase, Shalom Aleinu. Come on up.
O say Shalom Bimroma, Uyase, Shalom Aleinu. O say Shalom Bimroma, Uyase, Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael. Sing that again. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'yakol Yisrael. O say Shalom Bimroma, Uyaseh, Shalom Aleinu. O say Shalom Bimroma, Uyaseh, Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom Bimroma, Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Sing with us. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al. One more time, singing Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Yisrael.
Thank you. You can go back to your seats. Nice job. We are going to turn now our thoughts to those who are in need of healing of the mind, body, and spirit. I don't know that we do, so we'll turn to 371. How about? We will turn to page 371 for our prayer for healing the Mishaberach.
Before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
This week, we think of these members of our community and their loved ones who could use a prayer for healing. Liora ba Oded v'Rachel, Gittel Leah ba Mashahana, Harav Yehuda Le ben Dina, Aaron Yisrael ben Rachel, Daniel Meir ben Chaya Etia, Baruch ben Sarah, Itkafega ba Gittel, Gila Haya ba Mordechai Le v'Gila Leah, Tova Hava ba Haya Rachel, Chaim Yosef ben Shena Leah, Shmuel ben Ari Lev, Sarah Bell, David Dowsid, Angela Eno, Jeannie Lee Goldstein, Rona Kipper, Fran Lappin, Tanner Light, Megan Migleby, Penny Spector, Adina Stern, and Judy Wolf. And if you have a name that you would like to share with our community when I look in your direction, I'll invite you to share with us. Lisa? And if you are watching on our live stream, I'll invite you to share a name as well.
Mishaberach. Bless those in need of healing with refuah, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirits. Let us say Amen.
Well, we already did a prayer for peace, I realize. Ever since October 7th, we have had prayers for peace, hoping that the outcome of this current war will be more peace for Israel and more peace for all in the region, including the people in Gaza, and that one day all of us will know peace. But we have also been offering a prayer for the state of Israel during this time as well. And so I'll offer that this moment. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel, and establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Let us say, Amen. Thank you. Well, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shalom.
I remember I was in the 5th grade in Miss Emily Alsop's class, and she asked us one day to vote on who was going to be our class's student council representative. And everyone had to write a name of who they thought would be the best person to represent the class for student council. I remember I wrote down my friend Patrick. I thought Patrick would do a good job. And during recess, Miss Emily tallied up the votes. And then after recess, she was going to announce who won. Well, I was pretty worn out from a game of soccer at recess, so I was kind of tired and staring off into space when I heard her say, "Our student council representative will be Sam Spector." I couldn't believe it. That was my name. I thought she'd made a mistake. But apparently, my classmates had written down my name. And hearing her say my name, wow, did that feel good. It made me feel so appreciated by my classmates. I happen to really like my name. My name is actually, it comes from Hebrew. Samuel in Hebrew is Shmuel, or maybe I guess Shmuel in English is Samuel. And the story of Shmuel was that there was this woman named Hannah. And Hannah wanted a baby more than anything. And for years and years and years, she prayed to God for a baby. And then one day, she had a baby boy. And she named him Shmuel, meaning God heard me. And said that she was so grateful that she was going to raise this boy to be a religious leader for the Jewish people. Well, my parents spent years and years and years hoping to have a baby. They didn't know that they ever would be able to. They almost gave up at one point. But they prayed and prayed, and lo and behold, I was born, and they named me Samuel. And then I grew up to be a rabbi. And so my name has always really had a special meaning for me when I look at who the original Samuel was. And there have been so many moments in my life when somebody maybe says my name and it makes me feel good. Or when I'm walking in the grocery store and somebody says to me, "Hi, Rabbi Sam." And I look and I see it's somebody who's gone out of their way to say hello to me and wish me a good day. I can even remember a couple special times. Like, have any of you gotten trophies for soccer or karate or any trophies? Maybe you have. You got a few trophies? Well, I remember I'd gotten a few trophies that they'd given out to all the kids for the first time when I was about your age, and I got my very own trophy with my name on it. Wow, did that feel special. I remember putting it up on my bookshelf and reading my name over and over again on that trophy that was made just for me. And even when I was a grown-up and I first became a rabbi, I remember going to my very first office and seeing Rabbi Sam Spector on the door and how special that made me feel. And I went inside my office and there were a stack of business cards that said Rabbi Sam Spector. And then next to it was an embosser, which is a thing that makes stamps, so that I could stamp my books with property of Rabbi Sam Spector. And that made me feel so good. It made me feel like I had made it as a rabbi. Hearing our names can be a really powerful experience. And there was a guy in the Torah whose name's Moses. And Moses, he was not the most confident person in the world. Do you know what that means to have confidence? Yeah. To believe in yourself and to believe you can do something. That's exactly right. And in fact, when God reached out to Moses and said, Moses, I want you to go and free the people of Egypt, Moses said, me? You have to be mistaken. I talk a little bit differently than other people. You know, I have an older brother. I don't know. I don't have a lot of confidence. And God said, Moses, I believe in you. Well, after Moses started to free the people of Israel from Egypt, and then take them through the desert, and then walk all the way up to the top of Mount Sinai and get the 10 Commandments and come back down, Moses, I think, started to develop a little bit more confidence. In this week's Torah portion is called Vayikra, which means, and he called out. And the very first words of this Torah portion, which is also the first portion in the book of Leviticus, or as it's called in Hebrew, Vayikra also, was God called out to Moses. And so imagine all the people in the world, and Moses is there in the desert, and he hears, Moses, Moses, and now knows God's talking to him and that he has proven himself. That must have made Moses, knowing that God knew him in this way, on a first name basis, if you will, feel so much more confident. And what we see in psychology too is that when we call people by their names, instead of just, hey, you, but we let people know that we know their names, we make them feel special. And when we make people feel special, they are more likely to be our friends and to feel comfortable around us. And I think that's why, after Moses was so understandably scared when he first encountered God at the burning bush, and after how he had hit the taskmaster, he ran away, that you now see a Moses who is stronger and believes in himself and is more confident and is able to talk with God, to argue with God, to have discussions with God, and to really know God, is because the two of them got to know each other and call each other by their names. So what I would encourage you is, next time you see somebody, don't just say hey. Don't just say, hey, you. Call them by their name. Call them by their name. And you will probably feel a lot closer to them. And they'll feel closer to you. And they'll be more confident in themselves. And maybe like my name, their name has a whole story about who they are. And by asking about their name, or at least using their name, you can get to know their story a little bit better. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
I want to, as always, thank Salt Lake City Police Department for being here and keeping us safe, and acknowledge our staff who've worked so hard to put this evening together. Saw Lisa Kaufman, our Office and Membership Director. I see, I don't know if Galit was here this evening, but no, that's all right. I'll still give a shout out to Galit. She deserves it. She does a lot around here. I saw Danny Berman, our Executive Director. Sitting here, I see Tracy Plotkin, our Religious School Ministry Assistant, and also Tamara Kipper, our Bunk Fox Director of the Rafi Schwartz Religious School. And I want to give a big shout out to Lana Stoddard, who put these announcements together. She always works so hard on them. And Lana, I just want to take a moment to publicly acknowledge you from the Bima, let you know how much we appreciate you. So please, like I said, using names. Lana's over there in the blue shirt. Go say hi to her afterwards and thank her for that, for all the hard work she does. Lana, this place would be nothing without you. And also, I want to acknowledge our Board of Trustees members I see here as well. Carol Hockstad, who's here tonight, not just as a board member, but as a proud grandmother. And also, shockingly, Melissa Jensen. I never know if I'm going to see Melissa or not, but Melissa is still here with us. And would one of you like to make announcements, or? All right, Melissa's going to walk from back. I feel so guilty right now. Melissa, come on up. Good to see you. Shabbat Shalom.
Carol assured me she had a standing engagement right now at this moment in time. Shabbat Shalom, it's so good to see you all. Thank you for being here. We love to have all the kiddos around. Of course, it's Purim. It's starting tomorrow, and we hope that you can join us for so many of the festivities. I know you're eager to take notes on all the announcements, but you can also just go to the website, and it will be there for you. So it starts tomorrow at 8 p.m., and that will start with the...
I can do it all by myself.
Okay, we're not opening the Bima. We're not opening it right now. Okay, following the Megillah reading, join us as the Joy of Purim continues with refreshments, strong refreshments, snacks, and dancing. The Purim morning service and Megillah reading is Sunday at 7:30 a.m., and our religious school Purim Carnival is Sunday beginning at 9:30. So all are welcome. Please join us. In addition, don't forget to fulfill the mitzvot of Mishloach Manot, sending gifts, and Matanot La'avenoim, giving to the poor, as we raise funds to send Purim goodies to each member household and help support the Frida Schweitzer Mobile Food Pantry. And then next Saturday, join us as Hayden Allegrini becomes a bar mitzvah.
Hayden, wave at everybody.
Hayden!
Come cheer on Hayden.
It takes so much hard work, and we certainly don't want to celebrate without the community. Wednesday, March 27th through Saturday, March 30th. Please join us to meet another one of our cantorial candidates. I want you all to know how important it is that you come, that you meet them, that you provide feedback. The committee is really taking everybody's input seriously. His name is Cantor Joseph Flaxman, and we'll have tons of opportunities for you to do that. The 27th, he will visit the students and staff. Parents and congregants are invited at 5 p.m. as Cantor Flaxman leads the students in tefillah. At 5:30, all are invited to a town hall with the Cantor Flaxman and the Pepper Beit Midrash. The 29th, which is Friday, 6:30, Cantor Flaxman will co-lead our Erev Shabbat service with Rabbi Spector in the main sanctuary. Immediately following services, please stay for a Shabbat dinner in the hall and also get to know them. Register in advance so that we can make sure to feed you. Saturday, March 30th at 1:30, Cantor Flaxman will co-lead a Shabbat Mincha service with Rabbi Spector that will include Torah and Haftorah. So pick the thing that you care about, and you can judge all you want. I think that's kind of the point. So other upcoming events and programs include rabbinic commentaries with Rabbi Spector, the Kolami Outdoor Ski Day, March 31st, and then celebrate the Great Salt Lake with a viewing of the documentary film Whales of the High Desert on April 1st. There used to be a belief that there were whales in the Great Salt Lake, if you didn't know that. Passover meat orders through the Kolami Kosher Co-op are due today, so contact David Litvack if you have questions. And then we're creating a directory, which is how we're raising funds this year instead of a gala, so please consider putting an ad in, recognizing your family or people you love or whatever you'd like. Thank you for listening to me. That was long, and I so appreciate you being here, the volunteers, the donors, the staff, for all of your participation and support. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Thank you,
Shalom.
Melissa. Thank you, Jackson. Appreciate you both. And just for note, next Saturday, Hayden's bar mitzvah will be in the morning. Come check that out and cheer on Hayden. We didn't feel it would be appropriate to have our cantorial candidate co-leading a bar mitzvah, and so following our service, we are going to have lunch, and sponsored by the Allegrini family. And after that lunch, my commentaries class is going to be postponed till next month due to the visiting cantor, and we're going to go straight into a mincha service, which is a much shorter service, but that will give you a brief opportunity to see our cantorial candidate lead a traditional service for us and hear some Torah chanting and such. With that, we are going to move into the concluding part of our service. We are on page 586 at the bottom. I'd love any and all kids to come on up here to help us open our ark. Yeah, Jackson, this is the moment you were waiting for, buddy. Come on up, any kids? Any kids? Come on up. Here, can you help me open the doors?
Okay.
Jackson's on it. All right, and as the ark is open, I'll invite you to rise in body or spirit. Back to your seats. I love that. At this time, we think of those whom death has recently taken from us, and those who died in this season years past, and those who we draw into our hearts with our own as we remember them, and have their memories continue to be blessings to us. And if you hear the name of a loved one, I'll invite you to rise upon hearing their name. In the period of Shloshim, 30-day period of mourning, we remember Rochelle Bone and Maya Lakina, two individuals who are laid to rest in our cemetery. And we also think of those who have lost their lives either as a result of terrorism or in defense of the state of Israel. And This week, we commemorate the following Yortzite's anniversary of the passing of these loved ones. Irene Aronovich, Zachary Bannon, Shirley Ganelin, Sarah Goldfarb, Samuel L. Guss, Emma Hines, Ethel Pasternak Jaffe, Harold Kaddish, Harry Margulies, Dora K. Mendelson, Gertrude Ruth Muro, Edward Rappaport, Philip K. Schwartz, Bettia Shapashnikov, Abraham Shore, Charles Glenn Silcox, Joel Leib Sazaz, Millie Weiss, and Sidney Zering. And if you have a name to add, I'll invite you to rise, and when I look in your direction, to share with our community. And if you are watching on our live stream, I'll invite you to share a name as well if you have one. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. If you're in mourning, or as your tradition do so, you are welcome to rise. We are on page 598. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabah,
Amen.
ve'alma divrach hirutei, v'yimlech malchutei, v'chaychon uvyamechon uv'chayedechol beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'izman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam omei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudisha b'rehu, la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tishbechata v'nehemata, dam yiram be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who are mourning comfort the bereaved among us. Can we say Amen?
Amen.
And I would love to invite once more our students up here to lead us in our concluding song, which we've been doing since October 7th, which is the national anthem of the state of Israel, Hatikva. And you are invited to rise if you wish to do so. Come on up, kids, and you can bring your shakers with you and put them back in the basket. We should be all done with our shakers. Come on up.
Come on up, let's get close to the flag.
Okay.
Face
the flag. We'll stay up here for Kiddush, page 123, and remain standing.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kibshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodesho, v'ahava v'ratzon v'hinechilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tekilah l'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tzion מצרים, קיבלנו נחתה, ידענו קידשת ציפורים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון יראתנו. ברוך אתה מקדש השבת.
L'chaim.
לחיים טובים.
And we have here a challah made by my good friend Moshe. Maybe you all can hold it for me. And as we say, blessing over bread. Here you go. You guys want to hold that?
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ בתאווה.
They have Shabbat Shalom. You guys can tear apart and have some of it.
שבת שלום, שבת שלום, שבת 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 שלום, שבת שלום, שבת שלום, שבת 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 שלום.
Cheers.
Thank you. You guys well? Yes, yes, yes. I heard an interesting midrash I wanted to share with you.
I always love interesting.
The reason for the tiny